rolling.
And this is the camera right here. This is the main
Yeah,
one.
that's
Boom,
the camera right there.
pow, boom, pow. You know what I'm talking about? You feel me? You know what I'm talking about? What's up, good people? It's time for another session of that verbal cardio, man. We back, man. I got my patron saints over here. Got my co-host, Water. Drink more water, y'all. You know what time it is. You know where I'm going with this. You knew it was going to happen. First of all, let me get out the squeaky chair. I'm always in the squeaky chair. It's this one right here. We're going to get out of that one.
We should mark that.
Bring this one in. Yeah, there we go. We squeak free now. Drink more water, y'all. How much water did you drink yesterday? Cam, how much water did you have?
Not enough.
Oh, Cam. Man, Cam's got a mic, y'all.
Yep.
So when he chimes in, you can hear him on the crisp. I had a gallon. I had a full gallon yesterday. I did a good gallon. Patron saints, how much water y'all had yesterday, man? Tell me right now. Fill me in. I want to tell you. I want to reiterate. I want to just, drink more water, y'all. It's good for the skin. It's good for your organs. It's good for blood flow. It's good for everything, man. It filters you out, keeps the skin, keeps you hydrated, keeps you robust, agile, aware. That's why people they be literally passing out when they dehydrated. They be falling out, just done. You know what I mean? And one little raggedy bottle ain't gonna cut it. One little raggedy, crusty, raggedy bottle, that ain't enough. And room temp it up. Room temp it. I'm not talking hot in the car hot. I'm talking about nice little room temp, man. Everything ain't got to be frozen solid. I'm trying to help y'all out, man. Y'all ain't listening to this. I'm trying to help y'all out. They over here, Patron Saints, somebody had 70 ounces, about a half gallon, 64 ounces roughly, about maybe 40 ounces or so, granny. Simone L had about 5 bottles, Pants had 16 ounces. That's all you had in the whole day, Pants. Come on, room temp. M-Dub said room temp, 60 ounces. Miss West had a gallon a day. Okay. Too cold is aggressive. I'm telling you what's happening. Shout out to Marie on that. We are back with another episode, man. Verbal cardio. I got some things I want to talk about, man. I wrote some stuff down. I was like, you know what? I'm going to talk about this on the show, man. Because I was kind of raggedy last episode. I was all over the place. But this time, we back. Cam is back. We back, man. I was thinking, people don't like to tell the truth because the lies go down so easy. Lies are easier. The hard part about a lie, in the short term.
Initially, a lie is easier.
In the short term, lies are easier. The damage is going to be worse on the back end.
No, for sure.
But in the short term, lies are way easier. That's why people do it. They be lying. They just be like, I didn't want to hurt your feelings. Because when you tell the truth, when you are super honest with people, it's hard. Not everybody's built to handle the repercussions of being completely honest with people. Because with truth comes everything ain't going to be rosy and positive and easy to swallow. A lot of times when we lie, it's to either one, let the other person down easy. You don't want to hurt feelings. You want to save your own ass. So you're lying on that front. So you're making it easier for you on that end. But in the long term, I'm not talking about like lies to your bill collector or like, land. A lot of them all day, man. Bill collectors, lie away. I'll be lying tough. With the bill collectors, full lies. I'm lying McGee, man. I will just be like, I was doing this. I was in the hospital for 6 years. I was in a coma. I just woke up. No remorse. Because the bill collectors don't care. It's not personal for them. Now, if I personally owe somebody money, I'm on it. No lies. I'm like, look, man, I'm gonna have your money. Don't shatter my knees, man. I have your money, and be honest with it. But lies, like some people lie to people, like in the dating realm. Some people lying out the gate. They start out lying. They be like, yeah, I got this going, I got that going. You the only person I talk to.
So much work to keep up the lies, though.
Man, and you losing track, you're fumbling, and you're stumbling over what you said. You
And
don't
then
remember what you said.
One once falls through, it's a domino effect for everything. And then you can't trust you, so it ends up ruining it anyways.
And on the back end, you're done. And that's what it is. Like you've seen the movies like that. Where they lie here, and then it just keeps the domino effect, the lie after lie after lie. It's like, yo, what was that movie? It was a movie with Bill Paxton and Billy Bob Thornton called A Simple Plan.
Yep.
And it was that. It was like, all right, we're gonna lie here, and then even Fargo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's his
that
name?
movie's all that.
Yeah.
But it's like there's so many moments where if he had just told the truth at that time, everything could have been different.
Man. And everything we watch is full of lies. Like it's always like a character withholding the truth to another character. And that's what keeps the story moving forward and this, that, and the third. We on the other end, like, man, just tell the truth. Because we know the truth as audience members, but we see them giving their spouse or partner or whatever the fresh lies.
Okay, Tony, here's a question then.
Yeah.
So do you think it's worse if someone asks you, say they ask you for the truth or something and you flat out lie to them?
Right.
Or if you withhold information unless you're asked, and if you're asked, you tell the truth. What do you feel is worse?
I feel it's worse to just flat out lie. I think to withhold, for one, because I don't think the withhold absolves you from any guilt.
No, not at all.
But if I had to choose which one, I'd be like, I'm on the withhold side because, for one, if I'm withholding and I didn't lie to you, that means you never really asked me. And
so like, situation, here we go. You cheated on your girlfriend.
Okay.
And then she asks you if you did it, you say no. Or she asks you if you did it, and you say yes, but you never brought it up to her at all.
Yeah.
But you're in your head, you're like, okay, if I get asked, I'll tell the truth.
Yeah.
But if she doesn't ask, then like...
yeah, you never asked.
Still not good, but you think that's better in a situation?
In that particular situation, you're wrong either way.
Yeah.
You're wrong either way. I did the crime. I shouldn't have been doing the crime. So you're wrong either way on that front. So you get points for being honest, but you still you're trash all the way around. But like a situation like, let's say you had a friend that was dating somebody and you knew they were getting cheated on, but you didn't say nothing, but you knew. And then they come to you like, yo, did you know about this? And you be like, I did know. So you being honest in that moment, but you withheld the information that, that they needed. And so I've actually been in that situation before where it was like, I knew my homegirl was getting cheated on, and I knew the other girl involved in that cheat. And so I was just like, yo, and this is young Tone. I was just like, I kept quiet. And then when she asked me, she was like, yo, did you know? And I was like, yeah, I did know. And she was like, and of course she was disappointed, but we still friends to this day. But it was like, hey, why you didn't tell me? I was like, I didn't know. Because it's a sticky situation getting involved in situations like that.
Especially if you're the third party and it's between two other people, and it's like.
And then it's like, sometimes it backfires on the person giving the information. Like, yo, they cheating on you.
And then you lose both people.
You lose everything. And it's just like, man, I shouldn't even said nothing. I think that's why a lot of people stay quiet in those situations, because you don't want the backfire. You don't want it to implode. But some people don't give a damn. They be like, yo, you getting cheated on. I seen it. This. But lies, man. Because I've really tried to, as I get older, try to be super honest with everybody at all times. And like, within that though, feelings get hurt. Whether it be, me telling hard truths to my family, my girl, friends, colleagues. It's like it's a scary situation because you just don't know how people are going to take it.
It's also freeing, I feel like.
It
too.
is.
There's a relief because you've said your part. There's nothing else to say.
Yeah.
You've told the truth. Whereas if you lied, then it's all that baggage, all those years you now have to carry this lie. Whereas if you just tell the truth, it's up to them how they respond to it.
Right. And then it's like, but you be worried that you're going to lose them because of that truth. But at the same time, you be like, you did nothing wrong. This is just the honesty right here. So it's like, it's tough, man. But I get why people lie because it's easier in the short term, trash on the back end. And like, so I try not to be lying out here because I had a situation where I just had to be honest and just be like, all right, this. And then I feel better after I got it out. Even though I didn't really have to go too far into the truth, it was just like, it feels good to be honest. But people be lying every day, man. They just be out here with the lies, fresh lies, big lies. You know what I'm saying? What y'all saying in here in the chat? And sometimes we can lie as a knee-jerk reaction. We get hit with the hard-hitting question, then we lie as a knee-jerk, and then we be like, oh, man, I lied. I was cornered out. I didn't know what to say. And sometimes you ever lie for other people? Like they be like, yo, tell them you didn't see me here. And I don't know, not even on no cheating stuff, just like, they didn't want to do it or they didn't want to hear somebody's mouth or whatever. Yo, don't say you seen me here. I'll lie for other people.
Yeah, if it's the right situation.
Yeah, if it's nothing like cheating or but if it's something like
or something like that.
Don't tell them you saw me here because they're gonna be mad that I didn't go to their party. I'll lie on that.
Yeah, that I got you.
Yeah, I'll be like, all right, you're safe here.
Because I'd want them to do the same.
Yeah, hey man, don't rat me out right here, man. I'm desperate. I don't want to hear their mouth. It's like I got you, but stuff like that. Let me tackle a question from the Patron Saints. Did Sabrina drink her stale water from Damn OZ? She started drinking it. She started drinking that bottle finally. I was like, yes, finally. Culinary Duchess asks, where did I get the jug? Afro Geeks, that's also in this chat, got me this fantastic water jug, man. The Yeti. It's fantastic. It's dope. Keeps the water cool. It's a dope visual. You could use it as a weapon.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I'm getting mugged or somebody trying to snatch my purse, and I got this, man, you hear it.
That's when that's full, who wouldn't want to get hit with that?
Man, it's a dope device. Thank you, Afro, the best mod in hip-hop. I appreciate the gift, the thoughtfulness. I appreciate it. Marie Million, based on the question of last week, if you go to a show with your mom and she gets kicked out because she is being unruly, do you leave with your mom? Okay, so on Daddy Issues, we were talking about, I was doing a show in Florida, and there was a couple there in the front row. The wife was unruly. The husband was legit. They were super excited to see me. But she was just doing too much to where she got kicked out. And the husband, you could tell he didn't want to go. He kind of lingered for a bit, and then he had to go because, And for me, I was like, first of all, a stand-up individual wouldn't even make your partner leave with you. First of all, if you knew you fucked up, a stand-up partner would be like, yo, I know you've been excited to see this. We drove a long way. You stay here. I'll just be out here till the show is over. I'll just do this. I'll just do that. Scoop me up when it's over. That's what a stand-up, accountable individual would do after they done ruined the night. But we're not living in that world. So she makes him leave. Cam, you leaving?
Like you said, I agree with you on that That's just a hard situation.
Yeah,
Because
you
like
in the
even if they're a
situation,
stand-up person and they're like, nah,
yeah.
you stay, I gotta go,
But
etc.,
your girl is
etc.
like, Cam, let's go.
Oh, if she's like that,
Not necessarily, but that's the energy. Like she waiting for you to let's go. What you doing?
I'm leaving, but we're talking about it on the way home.
Oh, absolutely, man. You got to. I said if I do end up leaving, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah, like that'll be a conversation for that night and
Oh.
in the morning too.
Oh, I'm gonna be mad for a long time. Especially if I felt the heat of you wanting me to leave with you. But you asked today if it's my mom. Mom is unruly now. What you doing on the mom tip?
Probably leaving
Yeah.
as well.
Cause here's
That's
the
just an
difference.
awkward situation because then I'd be thinking the whole show. I'd be
Yeah.
thinking about that person sitting out there waiting for me. And be
Yeah.
like, when's this
You could
gonna
never
wrap up?
relax.
Nope.
You could never relax if your mom was out there waiting. And it's your mom. You know, you always got to make sure your mom is good. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's tough. Because I'll be mad at my mom just like I'll be mad at my girl. Like, what are you doing? But I can't argue with my mom the same way I can argue with my girl. Like, you know, it's two different dynamics. So I just be like, 'cause I can't go off on my mom. Because there's always that parental respect and fear that's just different than your significant other. I know people always want stuff to be the same, but it's not.
Oh, I mean it's relationships like your relationship with your mom and your relationship with your girlfriend can't be the same.
It's different, and it's like, you know, my mom did all this for me, and like, you know, it's about to, you know, I done messed up on my mom several times. I'm sure she's done things in her life mad at me, but she's like, I'm gonna do it anyway out of love. So I feel like I would owe her a leave if she wanted to leave.
It's kind of part of the social contract you have between your parents and that.
This is mom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So moms would be tough. I'd be like, Mom, man, why are you doing this?
Again, we're still talking about it. Like, hey, like maybe don't do this next
Yeah.
time.
Like, you know, we spent the money, we drove all this way. Why'd you do that? And, you know, I didn't know I was interrupting the show. It's like, oh, it's tough. But yeah, man, that's a good question though. Because it's like, you know, because some people get put in those situations. Another topic I want to address, okay? So I got hollered at a show this past Sunday. You know, it was a lady in the audience that was putting her bid in on me. Now, I don't get hollered at very much. And so when it does happen, it's like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still in the game of me getting hollered at in person. I'm still relatively new to the game, given my age, given the amount of times that it's happened. I'm still not, you know, used to it in a sense because, you know, women, y'all be out here, y'all get hollered at day after day, and y'all just like, it's part of your day to day. Like if you a head turner, you find out here, every time y'all go out, you getting hollered at. You going to the store, you going to the post office, you going to the bank, you just out walking for exercise, you at the club, you at the mall with your girls, you getting hollered at every single day, 365. So y'all are used to it. Whether you know you want to flip it or not, it happens so often that you like, all right, I know. Y'all know the sign. Y'all even know the signs before they even run up. You be like, oh, this guy's about to put his bid in. And sure enough, it happens. But for me, it's rare. It's like, you know, mind you, I'm not sitting here saying that women haven't tried to get at me or this, that, and the third, but like out in public, it hasn't happened a crazy amount of times. So anyway, we had the show, Laugh Factory. Good times, you know what I'm saying? I'm having fun on stage. And so I'm off to the side and I'm off to the side. I'm over there, and it's a lot of traffic where I was standing. Like people going to the bathroom, this, that, and the third.
Was it post show?
It was after my set. It was after the second show. And if you're watching this, if you are the young lady that tried to holler, we talking about you. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so she was like, "Yo, let me get that shirt." And I was like, "Oh no," you know what I'm saying? She's like, "I want this shirt." And, started giving me the smoky eyes. You know what I mean? And she was giving me the smoky, come hither. And she was close. She was little. She was like shorter than me, so she was just looking up. But I could tell. I was like, oh, you want the shirt. You know what I mean? So, and so she was boldly putting that bid in. And I was like, oh. And so I was uncomfortable because I was just like, oh, you know what I mean? And one thing about me, Sabrina be calling me like naive when women hit on me and stuff like that. And, but one thing I like to do, and one thing I'm always slow to do, is jump the gun on if a woman is actually flirting with me or trying to get with me. Because one thing I don't want to do is look like a dummy by saying, "Hey, I got a girl, you know what I'm saying, this, that, and the third," and they wasn't even hollering at me. I don't want to look like an idiot. And so it has to be like a blatant case for me. Because women, y'all be seeing all these other kind of signs. She laughed at your joke for about 1.5 extra seconds. She's interested. Like, I can't go on that and respond on that. That's just, look out. But with her, it was pretty obvious. I was like, oh. And so now I'm getting into panic mode. I'm just like, no, and she was like there. She was there. And she wasn't moving. She wasn't keeping it moving, going to the bathroom. Because I thought she was just going to say that and just keep it moving to the bathroom. But no, she was like in my face. So I'm like, oh. And then luckily other comedians and other people were talking to me. Oh, good set, this, that, and the third. And I'm trying to really engage with the other people that are talking to me so I can slide out of this situation. So luckily that happened. Comedian was talking to me like, yeah, this, that, and the third. This, that, and the third. I was talking to everybody that was walking past, this, that, yeah, acting like it was the most serious business conversations of all time just to get the heat off. And so she finally goes into the restroom, and I was like, whoo. So I go upstairs, right? So I'm upstairs, I'm talking to fellow comedians, we up there chopping it up, letting the audience leave, because the show is over at this point, people are leaving. I'm like, all right, cool, I'm going to just wait it out, because, I didn't want her to continue to holler, you know what I mean? So I was waiting it out. And mind you, this has nothing to do, if you are watching this, if you are listening, this has nothing to do with you personally, as far as like, I don't want it to be a situation where like, yeah, she wasn't good enough, or like, she was not appealing or anything like that. That's not what this is about. I was just, spoken for and was getting hollered at. This pretty much. I was just like, and so the show cleared out. I was like, and we was up there talking for a while, and I was like, and I didn't want to get caught in the comedy club after closing like we did in Sacramento. In Sacramento, me, Keenan, and Sabrina was talking so much after the show, they literally closed the club up while we still in the green room. So we come out of there, and the club is closed, it's dark. We set off the alarm walking to the front door. We like, yo, we locked in. Luckily, the owner, Jen, she was around the corner, but we literally closed the place out. It was like, oh, sorry. So anyway, so we go downstairs. I'm like, all right, the coast should be clear now, everybody. Because normally after a show, I go outside and kind of mingle with the audience. Like, tell everybody thanks for coming, take pictures if they want to do that. That's normally what I do after a show. But this time I was just, waiting it out because I didn't want to be. And I just feel embarrassed when I get hollered at in front of people.
Yeah.
That's another thing that gives you. Are you that way, Cam?
Yes.
Yes.
You put me on the spot. I'm like, now I can't, because I don't like reacting right away either. Because I got to think about what I'm going to do, say.
That's a whole nother thing that I'm super uncomfortable with. When you holler at me in front of other people, it's uncomfortable city for me. Like I'm just like, oh, this is embarrassing on so many levels. So it's just like, um, so we go outside and I'm talking to BT, G King, um, and we just out there, talking, and then the girl pulls around the corner in the whip.
Oh, she's in the car this time.
Yeah, she in the car, in the passenger seat. They pull up like a drive-by, the drive-by holler, like, what's up, Tony Baker? I was like, oh, hey, you know what I'm saying? And one thing about me is that if you a fan, I'm not going to be rude to you. That's first and foremost. I'm going to give you the good energy. And so I was like, oh, man, this is where she going to put in the final bid. And so, it's not creepy, y'all. It's not creepy. It's not creepy. She didn't do it in a creepy way. It was just, she was just forward. Because a lot of times we just throw people into the creepy bag too quick. Like, if you see somebody you interested in and you think you're not going to see them again, you gotta shoot your shot. You got to do what's necessary. Like, when it's somebody super attractive to you and they do that where they kind of wait for you, you'd be like, oh, that was romantic or that was cute or whatever. But if it's somebody else, then you'd be like, oh, that's creepy. Nah, it wasn't creepy. It wasn't creepy.
It also depends on their intentions and the way they act. And
Right.
You could, like, that doesn't sound like a disrespectful situation.
No.
That's just like their last shot, and it's like, you gotta now.
Yeah. So it was like she about to put the final bid in. And then, so I went to the car, of course. I was talking to her and her friend who was driving. And then they were like, happy birthday, Tony. I was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? What'd you do for your birthday? And this was the perfect opportunity for me to not be on some, I got a girlfriend, don't holler at me, to now I can organically let her know I got a girl. It was just like, what'd you do for your birthday? Oh, my girl rented out a movie theater for me and we watched a movie. And then boom. That's when I was like, I'm good to go. That way, everything's on the up and up. I got a girl, without me jumping the gun and being like, I got a girl. Ain't nobody trying to holler at you, you know what I'm saying? Even though she was trying to holler, but I'd rather it just be an organic, I got a girl than, you know what I'm saying? So I gave her friend a cupcake because they gave me birthday cupcakes, that show. And it was cool. I took pictures with them, and it was good to go.
After you said that, did it?
She was just like, oh, I heard you say you had a girl. So, I was like, oh, okay. I was like, oh, yeah, I got a girl. Yeah. One thing I didn't like, though, is when they went into the conversation about, because I started talking about being a dad, and she said she had kids of her own. And then one thing I do not like, and I'm annoyed by this conversation, is that, oh, y'all... Because I told him, I was like, I'm getting a vasectomy, this, that, and the third.
You told that on stage?
I said that to them in the car.
Oh, to them.
So I was like, I'm done. Because we were talking about the age of the kids.
Okay.
It was like her oldest was 17, youngest was 3 and 2 or 3 and 4. I was like, oh, you got the age gap. I was like, I'm getting a vasectomy. So it was like, oh, you shutting down well, does your girl want kids? And they always go to this. And I was like, no, she actually don't. You sure? And I'm just like, oh, here we go. And that's the constant conversation.
Why do people care
have.
so much?
They always do. They
It's
be
not
like,
your child.
it's impossible for your girl not to want kids if she don't have any already. That's the immediate go-to for people's minds. And so it's just like, man, look out. And so when they were touching on that, I was just like, ugh, this. But then, you know what I'm saying, we took pictures and it was all love in the end. And it's funny, like, ladies, y'all be getting hollered at in the pandemic by dudes seeing you in a mask, and they will run up to you and be like, you beautiful, you know what I'm saying? You beautiful. How you know? How you know she beautiful behind the mask? You can give her nice eyes. You can give her that. But don't be like, you don't know what she look like underneath. The Baraka, what's her name for Mortal Kombat 2? That got the Baraka mouth. She was just in the movie, too.
Is it Scorpion?
Did you see the movie?
I saw the Mortal Kombat.
Remember the girl?
Yes.
She had the Melina or not Melina. What's the girl's name?
Are you asking for the character name from the
game? The character name. Melina. Oh, it's Melina. Melina had that mouth. That's what these women could look like underneath the mask. So just say, fellas, just say your body is banging. I had to come over here and put my bid in. Because that's what you're looking at. That's what you're running up on. The body. If you can't see the face. Now, if you're talking to her at length, y'all having a conversation and her eyes are really pretty, then okay. But if you just coming up, running up on them in the cereal aisle, where there was no conversation previously had, just say your body was banging, ass and titties was right. I'm here.
And if they give you the no vibes, just stop.
Just stop right there. Just take the L, fade into the cereal aisle. Just fade back into the cereal boxes and save your dignity. You know what I mean? So there's that. I'm going to read another question from the patron saints in here. Shout out to y'all and the patron saints, man. This is the biggest audience we've had so far. Let's see what kind of questions we got up in there. Somebody asked, was she tipsy? And Naj asked, was she tipsy? She could have been, but I'm not sure. I didn't get tipsy vibes, but she could have been. She could have been Buzz Lightyear. But she definitely wasn't slurred or anything like that. No. Nah, she wasn't. She wasn't giving off the drug. Because, you know, when women be toe up, oh, God, the worst. I'll be like, just get me out of here, man. Oh, Slarita asked, Tone, man to man, was she fine? She was, Sabrina asked me the same thing. She was like, was she attractive? I mean, you know what I'm saying? She was cool, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? Nana P asks, top 3 fruits. Good question. Top 3 fruits of all time. Cam, what you got?
Pineapple.
Oh. Yeah, pineapple.
Mangoes.
Uh-huh. You heard that, Sabrina. Mangoes in his top 3.
And apples. Oh, strawberries are really good too, though.
Oh.
That's a close
I'm going to come back to you on the 3rd. So you saying pineapple, mango.
I'm going to go strawberry.
Strawberry? Okay.
Yeah, we'll go strawberry.
Top 3. Strawberries have been trash lately. Have you been eating them?
I haven't had one in a second. But, like, you get a real good strawberry.
Oh. When they're good, like if you go up to Ventura County,
yep.
Woo, off the side of the road, good time. All right. So, top 3 fruits for your boy.
Wait. Sabrina, you think it tastes like vomit?
Oh, she
What
be
mangoes
hating
have you
on
had?
mangoes, bro. And she's Caribbean. But she been dealing with that backlash her whole life, so I ain't gonna, throw her back down those basement steps. But
No, you're allowed to dislike what you don't want to like. That's fine.
Yeah, but forget all that, man. Mangoes? Come on, man. Mangoes. All right, so I'm gonna go with top 3 fruits for me. Nectarines.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh man, if you get a
good nectarine. Do you like them when they're like just soft enough?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's when it's prime real estate. Nectarines. I'll go with. I really like grapes a lot, but I might throw pineapple in my top. Cause a good pineapple, man. Oh man. I gotta give it up. I really like plums though too. I really like fruit. First of all.
Fruit depends though, because some fruit, like I can see why, like mangoes up there for taste, but for like practicality and like eating them, it takes it's a whole process.
It's
to
too
like
much work.
De-skin it and all that. So I'd take probably another fruit over that. But taste wise, you get a real good mango, it outweighs the other fruits.
Yeah, when you get a real good mango, oh man, you talk about a good time. Because I remember I never had mangoes until I was like 14, 15. My brother's first wife is Filipino.
There you go.
And she loved mangoes. And so she kind of introduced us to mangoes. Because mangoes really weren't popping in Chicago at the time. And so I really wasn't exposed to mangoes. And I was like, well, mangoes, what are those? And so I would look at it and see it. And I was like, I don't know. But then when they would cut it and prepare it and get it right, I was like, ooh, okay. I grew up loving cantaloupe. Because my mom would always get cantaloupe.
Same. It was a staple. I realize now that it doesn't taste like anything.
Man. But at the time, it was like, yo. My mom would always get the good cantaloupe, but she would chop it up, and I would be like, this. So we got nectarines. I really like plums a lot.
You said grapes.
I gotta go with bananas, man.
You have to. You were
I
talking
gotta
about
go
that.
with bananas because they always in my smoothies. I be eating them on a regular. I put them on my overnight oats. I put them in my cereal.
Bananas are versatile. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
You can do a lot with them. Between like regular cooking, breads, pancakes.
They're practical.
themselves,
You can grab one on the go.
ice cream, dessert. You can do a dessert, breakfast, lunch, plantain chips. You get the whole. You got the whole spread.
They are versatile. So I gotta go. All right. So what did I say? Nectarines, grapes, bananas. Oh, it's a toss up between grapes and pineapples in that middle slot. You get a good pineapple going. You hit up a good pineapple joint on the side of the road. I get the pineapple and mango together, and then they put on the little sauces and the lime. Oh, that's a good ass time, man. I love fruit, man. It's the best. Ooh, banana pancake. Don't get me. And you can make pancakes out of bananas.
Yeah, you could do it all just from bananas. That's what I mean.
Man.
They're kind of like the potatoes of the fruit world.
Yes. That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
Bananas are the potatoes of the fruit game. Most overrated fruit. Now the P is asking. I haven't really dabbled in kiwi like that. I know a lot of people. You say pears?
I said pears, yeah. The taste isn't strong enough for me.
One thing about pears, I really love a good pear, but they do have a dirty taste.
Yeah.
They taste dirty.
The little the skin is a little like rough. It's kind of gritty. I don't know what it is.
The skin lets you know, yo, I'm from the earth.
Yeah.
You taste it but I really like pears. There's not too many fruits I don't like, to be honest with you. I don't like honeydew melons.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Melons in general, I kind of moved away from. I realized that it's kind of filler fruit.
Yeah. Honeydew melons are trash. And if you know, I don't like the go-to fruit salad.
Yeah, that
at restaurants.
Because the best thing is a grape.
Man.
Everything else is just different colored melons. And it's like, this is the same.
They always pick the wrong cantaloupe, the wrong honeydew. The apples ain't even fresh, and the watermelon they use is not good.
No, and usually the melon is like to that phase where it's almost mush. So even at that point, it's like, this isn't even the thing I'm eating anymore.
Come on, they always striking out with the fruit salad at restaurants.
There'll be like 2 pieces of pineapple, 1 grape, and then all melon.
Yep, and then you just like, I'm not even enjoying this. Every time. I've had a good fruit salad from a restaurant maybe once or twice in my life. Every other time, they batting 0. I'm just like, man, this sucks. So I got to go with the fruit salad melons are overrated. If you want to make a dope fruit salad, give us the grapes, throw some strawberries in there, throw the mangoes and pineapples in there. That should be the new fruit salad. Pineapples, mangoes, strawberry, and grapes.
You could even put some banana in there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at the banana. The only thing I know why they don't do bananas like that, because as soon as they hit the air, they're going to look old.
Yeah, that's true.
And so I'm sure they want to avoid that. Raspberries are kind of overrated.
Yeah. They're good for that sitting, but I don't like pulling the seeds out of my teeth all the time.
Like, I rarely seek out raspberries. Raspberry flavored stuff is good. But the actual raspberry itself, I'll be like, Peaches are good too.
Peaches are good.
All right. I'm gonna end the episode on this, guys. Ooh, I got some other stuff I want to talk about, but I'll save it for a future episode. Wait, how long we been going, Cam?
We're at 38 minutes.
Okay, all right. So I might be able to touch on all these real quick. All right. So first of all, I wanted to give a shout out to Paul Mooney. He passed away last week. We were having a debate on if he was a comedy legend. I considered him a comedy writing behind-the-scenes legend. And then I was like arguing like if he was a legend on the stand-up front, just stand-up by itself. I'm still kind of on the fence about that. But his comedic voice is legendary. His voice in general, legendary. His take on everything was wild as hell. So I want to give him a shout out. Shout out to his family too. I do know his sons, the Mooney twins. So I want to extend a condolences to them. Yeah, man, Paul Mooney passed. Good old Paul Mooney. Also, I want to touch on this viral video that's been circulating of a woman proposing to her man.
Oh, I saw this.
Yeah, she proposed to her man. People was watching. It was a big grand gesture, and people were up in arms about it.
Let people do what they want.
Exactly. Here's the thing about relationships and what people do in their own relationships. First of all, it ain't got nothing to do with your life. That's first and foremost. Other people's relationships ain't got nothing to do with your life. Now, people all up and down, it couldn't be me. We tearing down the core values of this, that, the third.
But the values are made up.
Exactly. If we really want to fight for gender equality, this is what it looks like, y'all. If we really about that gender equality life and women can do all these things and this, that, and the third, why can't a woman propose to her man if she wants to? Why not? It's like, some women want to hold on to certain gender things, themes, and traditions and get rid of others. Like you picking and choosing. If we're gonna have it equally across the board, proposals is part of that.
Yeah, and my thing is, I think relationships are so intimate, and they're just between, however many people you want it to be between. But
right.
Between you and that other person, that's just your business.
Right.
No one else's business. And you can establish whatever boundaries you want to have.
Right.
And to me, if you like someone or love someone enough, you should want to do that.
Why not?
Like, you should both be proposing at the same time to each other.
Yeah.
Like, that's how it should be.
Right, exactly. Because it's cool if you're not about that life. If you're not about that life, you like, I will never propose to a man. That's your thing. That's your prerogative. But don't condemn a couple that did do that. That's where I got the issue.
Yeah, because what are you getting out of condemning them? Tell me what you get out of that.
Are they
being
happy?
Upset over it?
Do they look excited?
Exactly.
That's everything that should matter. Do they look happy? Because let's keep it real. How many failed marriages have there been where a man proposed to a woman?
The majority.
The majority, right? Just be worried about, are they a happy couple? Is the relationship healthy? And are they gonna last long term? You know what I'm saying? So many men have done these grand gestures on bended knee in front of the family at the sporting event, this, that, and the third, and that marriage still flopped. He still cheated. It was still infidelity. Anything could happen. Just because a man proposes, that does not mean, and just because a woman proposes to a man, that doesn't deflate the family structure or what it means to be a man and a woman. It was just a woman like, yo, I want to marry this man. Let me get on bended knee. Before you propose, you need to have a good idea of if the other person even wants to get married.
For sure. Like, if you propose and they say no, then there was a big communication gap there.
Exactly. You should know when it's safe to even put your foot in the proposal waters. That's the only thing you gotta be worried about. Other than that, there's no set rule book when it comes to relationships. I say this all the time. Relationships are like fingerprints. Each relationship is individual to that relationship. You bringing in two individuals from different backgrounds, different ideologies, different thoughts, different experiences in life, and they coming together. And so in the video, she looked super happy. You know what I'm saying? He was like, oh, snap. Let them do that, man. I think it's a good time. I just don't like how people are getting up in arms about it.
When you're getting that upset over something, you should address everything else in your life before you talk about their relationship.
Come on, man. They look happy. That's what I'm all about. I'm like, yo, they having a good time. This is unique. And, I'm not mad at it one bit. I'm not looking at it like, oh, women, they changing the dynamics of what it is to be a man and a woman. Y'all doing too much. You know what I'm saying? You're digging too deep for it. She was just like, look, I'm going to propose. I'm going to get down on my oiled up knee, because her knees wasn't ashy. Getting down on my moisturized knees, and I'm popping the question. You know what I mean? So let these people live. Let these people have this happy moment and just celebrate another couple getting engaged. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about. Hopefully, I wish them the best. Hopefully they're happy together. And this was a great moment for them, an unforgettable moment. But don't be bringing the moment down because of bullshit that you holding on to personally about how you would do things. Just be like, congrats, y'all, that's dope, and keep it moving. Now the scary part about public proposals is the turn down.
Oh yeah,
that's when I'm like,
that's why you should communicate if it's going to happen and all that situation.
Oh, the grand proposal, and it's just like, it's awkward for you, and everybody's just like, yo.
Would you say, I've heard some people talk about this where they're like, I'd say yes in the moment, but then like later on be like, hey, we have to actually talk about.
Yeah, because you don't want to embarrass them in the moment.
Yeah.
And to me, that's an honorable lie. Like, yes.
If you have to follow up though. You can't say yes and then you're not agreeing to it and you never say anything.
Right. You have to follow it up behind closed doors. Sabrina got proposed to one time by this guy. It was all in public, and like when Sabrina tells me that story, I cringe because I know she probably felt big time embarrassment because this was a dude she barely knew and he just proposed.
Yeah.
And she was just like,
oh shit.
Yeah. Now if it's somebody I barely knew, like in Sabrina's situation, I would have said no right then and there.
Yeah.
Because there's no skin in the game.
Exactly.
But if it's somebody I've been in a relationship with and I wasn't ready to get, and then I would have to pull to the side. But I wouldn't say no right then and there because that's just the public embarrassment.
I also don't like the public thing. Like, even if I was going to say yes, all the people around is again, it's just anxiety that like don't need.
I'm not a public proposal kind of guy anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, yeah, get down on one knee at the game night. Nah. Nuh-uh. So yeah, y'all. Also, I wanted to address. So I revisited a couple movies recently. Okay, I did a revisit. Bad Boys for Life, which is the third Bad Boys movie in the third installment in the franchise. My bad. Will and Martin came back. You got most of the core cast came back. It was a box office hit. It made the most money out of the three. It had two directors actually, and it got the best reviews from critics. Right, so I watched it again last week, and I didn't like it as much. Like initially when I saw it in theaters, I was all excited. I was like, "Yo, they back! Let's go!"
Which movie are you talking about?
Bad Boys for Life.
Ah, I got you.
And so I gave it a good review on my YouTube page. But when I rewatched it, it has a lot of flaws. A lot of flaws. For one, there were a lot of cringy moments and cringy dialogue within there. Two, the action choreography was not up to par of the first two. Now they changed directors. Say what you want to say about Michael Bay, but he'll give you some good action sequences. His movies aren't the best. Critics be stringing his movies up, but his action sequences look fantastic. Outside of like the Transformers, it was hard to follow
too much
the action.
Going on.
Yeah, but when he's dealing with action from
those are also his earlier movies.
Yeah, like Bad Boys, The Rock.
Yeah.
Armageddon, even like Pearl Harbor, like some of the visuals in that movie were dope. Like that shot of the bomb dropping from the aircraft all the way down to the battleship, dope visual. Even like The Island had dope, action sequences and visuals. But it was just when he started dealing with the robots, it was just hard to follow what was going on. All of the mechanics and steel and it was hard. But so the Abdil, I forget what their names are. It was like a duo that directed Bad Boys for Life. The story was pretty strong. But it was just like the execution of some of it just didn't really compare to the first two Bad Boys. Bad Boys 2 has some of the best action sequences I've seen in film. Bad Boys 1, what I loved about Bad Boys 1 was, first of all, Martin was hilarious in Bad Boys 1. Like the way he did his character, Marcus Burnett, was super dope. Will Smith was kind of like, You can kind of tell Will Smith has second billing in Bad Boys 1. Martin had more screen time than Will. This is before Will exploded into a box office giant. And you know, Martin Lawrence is no box office slouch either, but Will Smith was on another level. So when they came back for Bad Boys 2, they kind of put Will Smith kind of more front and center, and then they made the Martin character a little bit more scary and, like, you know, a little bit more whiny than he was in the first one. And so the second one, he was kind of like in that same vein of just really wanting to retire, and I don't want no trouble. And it was just like, I just got tired of that dynamic of him just not wanting to do anything violent or, like, you know, this, that, and the third. Even though he was the heart of the third film, Martin was, it was just that whole dynamic of just like, man, all right, man, just start shooting, please.
Or leave.
Or just leave. And he was trying to leave. I'll give him that. He was trying to leave the game, but Will Smith's character, Mike Lowry, was like, no, man, we in this for life. That's what you said, making him feel bad for wanting to quit the force. I do feel Bad Boys for Life had the strongest storyline, but it was kind of far-fetched on, if you haven't seen this, close your ears. It's a spoiler alert right here. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. He had a son from this girl that from back in the day. So he just found out he had a son, but his son was actually killing people, ends up killing the captain and everything, and then they kind of brushed that to the wayside. But that's my son, though. And then he just kind of gives up on the fight, and then they have this whole thing where they can kind of use him later on to kind of shave off his sentence. I was like, nah, I wasn't buying that element of it at all. His son had already done too much dirt for me. There was no turning back, especially after killing the captain. So that little piece of it was kind of, you know, and then they just had some corny moments in there, like one last time. And then they look off at the city, and it's just like, some of the direction was just too flashy for me. So on the revisit, I like Bad Boys for Life less than the first time I saw it. Second movie I revisited, Seven. Since we talking about buddy cop movies, Seven is a buddy cop movie that just happened to have a serial killer in a shorter time frame. But it was also about the relationship between Mills and Somerset, Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt. I think Seven is worth the hype that it gets. I think it's one of the best crime thrillers that I've ever seen. I can see why IMDb has it in the top 20 of all time. I feel like, here's why it's extremely well done. First of all, from a filmmaking standpoint, the aesthetics of the film, how dark everything looked, gritty. David Fincher.
Yeah.
David Fincher directed it, and his movies are always dark. But this movie, it was dark. But they made Los Angeles look like some other city on the East Coast. So they chose the shots very carefully on how they made Los Angeles look, that whole movie. You didn't see a palm tree anywhere in this movie, you know, and it was like, he's like, wow, where are they? So he really did a great job at creating a visual aesthetic that was like dark, gritty. They never made mention as to what city it was, but they just said, in this city, it's just grimy out here. Why would you even want to raise a child here? The crime is crazy. Somerset, Morgan Freeman's character, wanted out the game. Brad Pitt was his new partner. Morgan Freeman didn't even want a new partner. Like, look, I only got a week left. Get me out of here. You know, the typical dynamic of cop movies, like new partner, the reluctant OG, the partner that wants to make a name for himself. He's like, yo, I've been doing this for a while. You know, I come from a small town to this. In Morgan. So you have that dynamic of the two cops getting used to one another, all within a short time frame. Backdrop is these crazy murders based on the 7 deadly sins and them piecing the case together, and, you know, Brad Pitt's Mills being a real hothead because he's younger, and then Somerset, super cerebral, takes his time, low-key thinker. Because even in the movie, he said, I've never even had to fire my gun as long as I've been on the job. So you got these two different philosophies and two different approaches to law enforcement coming together, and the murders felt very like everything felt very gritty and like dark and like it was just like this is when I saw this movie in theaters. I saw it in theaters the day it opened. I went by myself. I was in high school, and this movie made me jump so hard on one particular scene. It was like probably the biggest movie jump scare I've ever had. It was the scene. Spoiler alert: if you haven't seen Seven by now, you just don't want to see it.
I haven't seen
Because I mean, you should watch. You haven't seen it?
So, because I was a film major, when you're a film major, you don't watch a lot of movies fully. You watch a lot of clips. So I've seen so many parts of the movie that I know what it's about. I know what happens. So like, I'll see it. But there's so many movies that I've just seen like maybe 20 minutes out of in a series of clips. So I've seen all these scenes,
right? But
not the full movie.
So you never sat and watched the beginning and the end?
No, not yet.
It's on HBO Max right now.
Oh, it is? Sweet.
Yeah. So, and I just watched it again one day. Anyway, so I'm about to spoil the scene. So, all right. So there's a scene in the movie where they show up to the apartment of the serial killer, who they think is a serial killer anyway. And they're in the hallway. They're knocking at the door. And they're standing there. And they just, waiting to see if he's there. A guy comes up the apartment steps. He's down the hallway a little bit. Morgan Freeman is like, hey, yo, Mills, look at this. And so... and the hallway is dark. He pulls out a gun and starts shooting at them. I jumped so hard because I did not expect that. What I did expect was like, oh, if that was him, he was going to run and they was going to chase him. Or maybe he was going to walk up and it not even be the guy that they're looking for. What I did not expect was for him to open fire on the cops. And when he opened fire, I ducked too in the movie theater like I was getting shot at. I was so embarrassed. Because I did a complete, like...
oh, and the movies with the surround sound and that stuff? I've done that, too, from gunshots.
It wasn't even like a... you know how when you jump in the movie theater, your shoulders go up, you kind of just jump upwards. Mm-hmm. I ducked like I just got shot at.
I've done that before.
And I was like, oh, just kidding, y'all. And that chase scene was so well done throughout the film. The way Brad Pitt was kind of looking for him and scared to look around corners and, like, they kept everything dark to where you couldn't see the killer. It was just so well done. I was just like, yo, this movie was grade A, top-notch crime thriller. I just loved the whole premise, the whole thing. And then the ending, the twist ending was just like, oh, my God. The ending was extremely dark, sad, but a tremendous ending nonetheless. It was just so well done. If you haven't seen Seven... it's on HBO Max. If you have seen it, watch it again. Take in all the stuff I've been talking about because it was just extremely well done and like played perfectly by Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt and the killer. Spoiler alert, and the killer, Kevin Spacey, was just perfect. And then you had like the side characters, Gwyneth Paltrow, R. Lee Henry. This is a great movie. So,
does your mic not go down any farther?
You said what? Does it go
down? There you go.
Yeah, there we go. My bad, John. I was hiding.
Someone would have said something.
If we could do it for a movie night, and I could just really break down, what makes certain scenes so dope. It's Larita. I'm definitely down for that. But Seven, man, made $100 million at the box office in 1995. You know what I'm saying? And it had good legs. Like it didn't have a huge opening, but is that. Anyway, y'all, I want to thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Verbal Cardio. Shout out to my patron saints. My patrons here. If you want to get in on my my Verbal Cardios live in real time, join my Patreon. You can join my Patreon for as little as $5 a month. They're getting it live right here, right now. The episode will drop tomorrow. And they asked me questions, so I appreciate the patron saints. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for the love and support. Yeah, y'all. And if you got any questions for me in the comment section, feel free to ask. Put the big red question mark in there so I can see it. Shout out to the bakery, the patron saints. I appreciate you guys so much. And also in the comment section, let me know what you think about women proposing to men. How do you feel about that? Let me know in the comment section. Also, let me know how you feel about lies. going down easy. You know what I'm saying? Are you about that lie life? Do you be lying for no reason? Is it easy for you to lie? Is it harder now? Was it harder for you to lie when you were younger? It's hard now. Let me know in the comment section below. Let me know what you thought about Bad Boys for Life and the movie 7. Let me know in the comment section below. And when was the last time you was hollered at? Let me know in the comment section below, man. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as usual, we out here.